It might be all mine with the microphone, but who's going to have it all in week 12? Who's going to stick around for week 13? And who will be lifting that grand check with Glen Durrant at the end of the night? The tension has been there all evening long, but you have to pay tribute to both players in making the final. Colin Osborne getting through at the expense of Matthew Edgar, and that was a nerve shredder. But ultimately, Darryl Pilgrim was just too good for Jim McEwen. Not just tonight, but all week long. But as far as this fixture is concerned, this is only their second meeting this week. And it was the first game of the night. Pilgrim lost. And he had 3 darts to go 3-2 up. He now has a chance at immediate revenge for losing that first game of the night. How many times do we see it?
First leg, Colin to throw first. Game on.
They play in the group, somebody wins. And then the other person wins the more important battle at the end of the night.
100.
Osborne starts very strong. And he has been strong all the way through Thursday, Friday and Saturday.
84.
Osborne is undefeated tonight. Pilgrim has only lost to Colin Osborne. That is a really interesting thing. But as far as Osborne's concerned, if you want to look
100.
at his strengths for tonight, let's forget about the last couple of days now. Let's talk about the last few hours. He's averaged 87.28 for his 3 games tonight, which is a very
100.
usable level of play. But Glenn, his doubling tonight, my word, 47% for the night. That is outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, the whole night's been outstanding, Colin. I think it's been my most enjoyable night I've seen at the Motor Super Series, and every player deserves all applaud. It's the heartaches, the highs, the lows. We've had everything tonight, and the combination of big scoring and high finishing has just been beautiful. But we're down to 2 players now, and like I say, the rewards are absolutely huge. Not just the $5,000 for winning tonight, but a place in the Magnificent Champions Week. It's a big 15 minutes coming up for both players, and for me, it's experience against raw talent.
As for Pilgrim, he's just doing what he seems to always do.
140.
Before we get into that,
Osborne's
Osborne's on a 5-ton game. A somewhat forgotten commodity in world darts. Double 12 for rarity.
77.
Good try.
Darryl, you require 112.
Something special about ton, 101. That might not be enough because Darryl is going to get a dart at a double.
Double 18. Talk about needing a BFF on Saturday night. It's come up trumps tonight, that's for sure.
Second leg,
the man
Darryl
averaging
to throw first.
91.23 for the night. And when you consider his last 12 months, he's probably better than that.
57.
Let's look at the small margins. Colin Osborne wires double 12 for a 15 darter. Darryl Pilgrim hits double 18 for a 15 darter. Fine margins because we're down to the real cream of the crop now. The elite. Like I said, the rewards are so big, and the crowd have stayed with us tonight, and they've been spoilt with some wonderful darts. Will the local-ish guy
100.
Like I say, I was not often I get me tips correctly, but I did say Darryl would throw the first dart and the last dart of the week. Right at this point, it's looking good.
Didn't have much of a reputation, actually, Pilgrim.
80.
Coming into Motor Super Series action last year, he was well known. People thought he was very decent. And if you want a little bit of useless information, this is not
100.
on most databases. This is in my memory bank, living rent-free. Q School, post-2020 World Championship. You remember that was the year that Fallon Sherrick had that historic
80.
run, right? She got beaten by Chris Dobie. She went to Q School after. Day 1 of that Q School. Who beat Fallon Sherrick that day? It was Darryl Pilgrim. He was the first person to defeat Fallon Sherrick in 2020.
beginning to take control, but when questions are being asked to the Teessider, he comes up with an answer, and that's the perfect dart for him. A 180 here. Or at least a setup.
99.
Just gives Darryl something to think about, but he'd be thinking in his mind he's potentially got 6 darts. But the way he's playing right now, this is superb. It's just an exhibition of 100+ finishes. Colin Osborne just looking a little bit flabbergasted there because he's not playing bad in this game. He's averaging just shy of 93 with Darryl Pilgrim. When you say keep it simple, Paul, first leg, 15 darter. Second leg, 15 darter.
But look at the last 4 visits of that leg as well.
140.
Ton, 140, 104. This is just really consistent stuff. And interestingly,
46.
a lot of people out there might think that the reputation of Mr. P is that he's really good at getting to big games. But in the big games, does he have
99.
what is necessary to get bigger prizes than he's already had? There is a question mark next to that. And right now, he's taking that bat that he was hit with earlier by Osborne and swinging for that question mark. Because this is a tremendous display.
Yeah, forget that first game of the night. I mean, that's out the memory bank. It's all about here and now.
81.
Colin Osborne's fighting because that's what people with Teesside stealing them do. Won't go down without a fight. Wins his leg here.
60.
And then the opportunity then to break Darryl. And that's all he can do. He's got to keep optimistic. He's got to stay positive. He's 181 points away from getting his first leg on the board. I like the bull in this start. He's
do as well. Yep.
He's looking at what he needs. He's assessing.
Yeah, use the ball now to take it out of the next shot. But unfortunately, it's been brought back into play.
And being hypercritical, he should know what he wanted to do prior. And that maybe just that little delay there.
Colin, you require 94.
So aggressive now, the players. Now, you wouldn't consider going for the bull first start. It'll be treble 18. Now it's decisions on 76.
54.
Interesting.
That will require 161.
He could have even gone for the treble 18 to leave double 11. But that was a somewhat interesting layup because I don't think he was going for the double.
Colin, you require
We'd have to ask him to see what he was doing, but this time there's no laying up. Straight over the pond and into the hole for Osborne, who gets within 1, but Pilgrim still retains that break of throw that he got earlier.
Yeah, he wasn't considering going for the green with the driver on the 94. He laid up, got his sand wedge out and chipped that one. He's back in this match, but now it's the tough ask. Now you've got to break Darryl. And the problem when you're playing a player who's such a big scorer, you only get minute opportunities. And then minute means that Colin could do with filling the bed here.
Speak of the devil.
In Teesside would say, you're joking, aren't you? He did exactly what the doctor ordered. He did exactly what the strategies needed to break this man.
In moments like that, we've got a saying in Northumberland as well, but I can't repeat it on live television. I'll tell you off the air, Glenn. You've probably heard it before from our good friend Davy Gradwell.
I've heard most things, but usually from Chris
60.
Dobie. Should go downstairs on 306.
Well, 6-dart conversions tonight. He's been knocking on the door of a lot of them.
96.
But this one is not going to go in 6, which means that Osborne has 6 from 261. Yeah, you're thinking 140, 121. That's really, really gettable. Oh,
95.
Colin. That's why he's so upset, because 166 cannot be taken.
Who would have thought 5 point makes such a difference? But in Darryl's mind, now he knows he's getting 6 darts from 210. And he's put a huge dent in that.
What he would give for a 134.
Got a chance.
96.
Yes, for the 180.
That only requires
Maybe
65.
because now it's the battle of the combos, and that is typical. No reaction, which is good for double 4.
This
This is absolutely unbelievable. A dart to double 18 on the 112. The 104 checkout, and when asked questions on double 4 to go 3-1 up,
Colin
he
to
smacks
throw
it
first.
bang in the middle.
Game on.
Incredible stuff. Solid as a rock.
Been a slow burner tonight has Pilgrim, but in the key moments, when he's been given his opportunities, he has started to come up trumps.
45.
Glenn said earlier tonight, will we talk about that 97 checkout towards the end of the night? If he didn't hit double 19 double
93.
top for that 97 out, I believe he wouldn't even be in the semi-finals. Never mind the final.
And it's crowd 1, experience 0 right now. That's what I thought the
99.
duel was about. The nous, the board management, have been there and done it in Colin Osborne against this raw talent, a high scoring, big finishing Pilgrim.
180.
Beautiful. Sit back and watch, Glenn.
Just a wonderful display from a very gifted player
93.
who we may just be seeing going to Champions Week. Osborne is very much on the ropes with his gloves up in a defensive position.
And he's thinking, Paul. He's already
96.
using the 90s because 58 was a minimum to leave 170. He's left the champagne shot to 132. Aussie needs something big, Paul. This is beginning to run away from him.
58. Darryl, you require
Doesn't even need to go the bull.
132.
Not even sure he will.
So watch my fella T-sider. Wow, this is clever stuff.
92.
clever. He's done everything right in this final. Everything. Averaging high 90s. Leaving tops after 12 darts when he knows that he's on the cusp of his first win in the Modus Live Lounge.
140.
This could be
Darryl, you require
one of the
40.
biggest wins of his life.
Game,
And it is
shot,
the win
and the
for
match
Mr. P.
in the Modus Super Series
He's in
Week 12
week
champion,
13
Darryl
at the
Pilgrim.
expense of the Wizard. But it cannot be denied that the man who won Group A and was the favourite for the night, he turned up when he needed to turn up. His football team won today by 4 goals to 3. He's won that one by 4 legs to 1. 100% on the doubles in the final is a remarkable effort when you consider he's been on the ropes pretty much all night long until that final game where he bossed it and denies Colin Osborne a tilt at his second Champions Week in a row. Darryl Pilgrim did win in Southampton. He has now won in Portsmouth. That double will mean an awful lot to him. But when you consider what he's been through tonight, you may think when the dust settles on Sunday that that may be the biggest win of his life. Let's go to the presentation then. Henry is on the stage with your winner. And in week 12, your winner is Mr. P, Darryl Pilgrim.
Darryl Pilgrim, many, many congratulations. I feel like there's a sense of both relief and pride in your face right now.
Yeah, considering I thought I was out in that second semi when I was 3-0 down to Andreas. And since then, I've played really well after that.
I could tell this is a big moment for you in your career. You won in Southampton in the first series to qualify through to Champions League, but does this feel just something else winning here?
Yeah, definitely, because it's such a different game playing on stage compared to Southampton when it's in a little room and no one's watching. It's such a completely different game.
97, is that your lucky number now?
Yeah, might be now, yeah.
Obviously, you got through that game with Andreas. Then what do you do in the back room? Because that was something that I suppose emotionally would have taken a lot out of you. What did you kind of do in that intervening period going into that semi-final?
To be honest, just trying to calm down because my adrenaline was going through the roof after I won that game. I was lucky I had a bit of a gap after that because I was like that. But Yeah, I was well happy with that.
And then the final against Colin, it was like you had full control of that game from the first start.
Never in control against Colin. Such a good player. It is me finishing that won me that game. It was me finishing.
Now, you join a very exclusive club now, Darryl, of only 2 people who have ever played at Champions Week twice in this incarnation of the Super Series. You're going to join Matt Clark in a very exclusive club.
Yeah. As I say, I'm speechless, to be honest, after winning that. But yeah, I'm over the moon.
And obviously, as the Week 12 winner, it's a very quick turnaround for yourself. Have you thought about what you're going to do? I know, obviously, we're going to confirm the groups tomorrow, but do you know what you're going to do, how you're going to prep for that? Because it is a quick turnaround.
It's just as any other dart game, to be honest. Just turning up, practicing. Same difference, to be honest.
Well, this is your moment, Darryl, because it is time for the presentation of the cheque. I'll take that mic off you. To welcome on the stage, please welcome Tussle, Glenn Tarrant! There he is, ladies and gentlemen, your winner for Week 12. There he is, Darryl Pilgrim, everyone! Well, Darryl's going to mope in the moment. I'm going to have a couple of words with Glenn. I don't think he's coming off the stage anytime soon, is he? Darryl, I'll let you go and celebrate in front of your fans. Darryl Pilgrim, everyone! Look at that, he's a happy man, isn't he? If you want to head off stage, you can go and enjoy yourself and get ready for Monday, possibly now. Well, Glenn, well, you said it on Monday morning, didn't you? You thought the man who was going to throw the first dart this week was going to throw the last dart this week. Does tips don't get many right, but when you get them right, you get them right well.
I get them right in a big way, Dawn, about what a night, what a competition, what a week. I've just seen Colin Osborne, so first of all, unlucky, he's absolutely gutted in there, but hopefully, like Matthew Wedger, like Colin Osborne, they'll see the positives from the week, but the week belongs to Darryl Pilgrim. He's some talent, and I tell you what, 1 week's time, will we be seeing him standing here with 20 grand in his back pocket as well? He has every chance.
We said on Monday morning that he may well be one of the best 8 players in the world without a tour card, and I feel like at times tonight, in different circumstances, when it was clutch, when it was important, we saw some of those qualities.
The moment, for me, one stands out. He wants 97, a single 19, probably treble 18, you're thinking. Double 19, double top. It was sublime. And I said, is that the moment? Come 11:15. It certainly was. And in the final, he missed absolutely nothing. Double 18, double 16, double 4, double top, round the board. It was beautiful and a deserved winner.
And I suppose now, all eyes on Champions Week.
Yeah, I'll be watching from home. I would love to stay here as well because it's 12 players where I think all 12 will be thinking they've got a chance of winning it. I'm looking forward to seeing the groups, how they pan out as well, because I think that's really important. A really exciting week, and they can be here. A crowd tonight was excellent. A nice full house next week. And the biggest prize in amateur dart is going to go to someone, and it could change their life.
Well, Glenn, it's been my absolute pleasure working with you, Paul Nicholson, Chris Murphy, the whole of the team. I've really enjoyed bringing Week 12 to you. There's going to be confirmation of the groups for Champions Week available on our social media channels in due course. So we will bring you more confirmation on that as it comes. But as far as Week 12 is concerned here at the Super Series, Mr. P was the MVP.